The real thing, if you want to see it, come to Tacoma later this summer. So we did.
Wow.
Tacoma, Washington has a beautiful art museum. The couple in this picture, it's their name on the giant sign outside.
To whom much is given, much is required in a life with no regrets, and that's what we try to live every day.
Bernard and Shirley Kinsey are here to share their life's passion, a breathtaking collection of art and historic memorabilia.
People always want to know, where do you find these things? And I had to stop and think yesterday. I said, well, you know, I don't even remember how we found it. It literally found us.
What you will find inside is beautiful, evocative, rich, and revelatory. Like this signature painting by Ava Casey, a woman unshackled, on her dress, tiny inscriptions of African-American inventions.
Airplane safety device, blood plasma preserve, seed planters, corn harvesters, phone transmitters, shoemaker cabinet, just everything on here.
Right.
And then you see those, her bracelets are like shackles.
Yeah.
And now.
Yeah, and look at the story. We did not come to America because it was a better place. We came and made it a better place.
In the mural that is America's story, there are crucial sections that are blank. Between the broad brushstrokes, what's missing are details. Details that make it richer, more defined, more truthful, like the service of black soldiers in World War I.
We had 400,000 black men go off to Europe, but they could only dig ditches and bury the dead. The French government asked General Pershing to allow the black troops to fight in French uniform and French guns, French tanks, and the 369th Harlem Hellfighters out of Harlem took on the task. And they fought for 192 days and was the first regiment to reach the Rhine River.
Black history, says Bernard, is American history.
41st and 42nd Congress, 1870, black senator and congressman in the South, elected because black people could vote. In other words, in 1867, we voted. If you vote, you get this, okay? That's just that simple.
History and art that's transparent, transformative.
And this particular piece reminds me of home. I grew up on a little dirt road, in a two-bedroom house with tin roof.
The piece by artist Huey Lee Smith.
So when I saw this, a number of years ago now, I looked at that and I said, you know, that's me. That's me jumping rope on the foundation of the house I grew up in. Didn't know where I was going, but I was going somewhere.
Somewhere was historically black Florida A&M University, where she met Bernard. Two things about Shirley caught his attention.
She's always the prettiest lady in the room. And she had such courage to get arrested during the civil rights period at Florida A&M.
And while the art collection came later, it's been funded in part. Well, listen to this.
You know, we agreed that when we moved to California from Tallahassee, that we would save her check and live on my check. And for the first 15 years, we didn't spend a paycheck.
And my friends say, oh, Shirley, that's your money you'll spend now.
The collection, or parts of it, had been displayed from Epcot to Hong Kong and seen by millions.
Three things. I hope they walk away being inspired, motivated, and a little bit more educated. I hope they have something inside, one of those, I think it was Oprah who used to call them aha moments. Like, oh, this is why that happened. This is why this is going on. This is what you can do about it.
Walk through the collection, and you can almost hear the words of poet Maya Angelou.
You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still like dust, I'll rise.
Coming to the Kinsey collection, your brain is going to be doing like this.
No question, you will get schooled by what you see here, but in a good way.
We are fully American.
The Kinsey's son, Khalil, is curator of the collection.
That's my wish, is that this is enriching, you know, and that people come and that they get something from it, whether it's big or small, but that they, again, leave expanded and enjoy the time.
We certainly did.
So if you were in the Pacific Northwest, you must go.
We learned something I did just from this piece.
Right? Yeah, and honestly, we're in there for hours. We're in there all day.
Right.
It gives me goosebumps to think about just how it's edifying. I mean, you get in there and there's so much beautiful to see, and there's so much to learn in such a good way.
And you were saying that's just a piece of the collection.
Yeah, I'm sure they've got a lot.
I love that you're just. You're
And oh, by the
open
way,
to see
they
it.
started with $78 in their pockets when they moved to Los Angeles.
Where is that again?
It's in Tacoma, Washington, the big art museum there.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
yeah.
Harry, thank you. So here's the deal before we let you go.
Yeah.
We know that you celebrated a big milestone over the weekend.
That's right.
So we have a little something for you.
Here you go,
You're
buddy.
amazing. Yay! Happy birthday!
Wait a minute, what is that there?
Don't smell it.
70.
Yeah, don't smell
70.
it.
Turn it around, it'll say 7.
There it is.
There you go, buddy.
70 years old.
You are the skipper to my Gilligan, my friend.
I love you for that.
When you, two-part question for you, Mr. Smith.
Yes.
When you have this birthday, A, are you extra reflective? And B, if so, what sorts of things do you reflect on?
So one of the things that I know for sure at this point in my life that I've known for a long time, I'm the most fortunate person on the planet. And when you get to 70, it just, you get the flood of it. You really get the flood of it. There's the amazing Andrea Joyce, to whom I've been married for decades and decades.
Yeah.
No, that's what I feel more than anything else. And there's the boys. There's Grady and Jake
nice.
at a Yankees game, of course.
Yeah.
Right.
What did you
where
get to do
Don't
to
even know how to
celebrate?
get to Queens. We got together with a couple of friends, and because it's COVID, one of my sons, his office, someone was exposed last week, and so then he had to stay. Anyway, so it's that kind of a thing. We'll all get together. I have nothing but a life of fantastic riches.
You share
So
so much of
amazing.
it with us too.
Right? And yeah, well, look at the Tacoma story, right? You just run into people.
Where were you born?
Yeah.
Hammond, Indiana, St. Margaret's Hospital. There I am. My brother was a drum major in the marching band at our high school, and he had played the sousaphone. And people said maybe that's where you learn to toot your own. Maybe.
What's Lansing, Illinois, then?
It's just south. Well, there I am in college, Mr. Football.
Whoa, look at this guy, linebacker.
No, he's a star. He's got a whole history. He can talk to you all day. Do you know that?
Central College in Bill, Iowa. Watch out, everybody.
Yeah.
Football team has not had a losing season since Eisenhower was president.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
But
Yeah.
the closest they came was when I
Oh, I
played.
was about to say, you on the team?
But in Lansing, Illinois, town south of Chicago, right on the Indiana state line. My bedroom window faced north, and you could see the glow of the blast furnaces from Gary in East Chicago, and the soot coming out.
And then
of
you
the
went from there and
sky.
traveled all over. Where's one place in the world that you haven't been that you still want to go to?
I haven't really. There's a lot of Asia I need to see yet. A lot of Asia, but we've been there. We've done stories in every
Seen a
continent.
lot.
Yeah. And people should know Harry comes off as warm and intelligent and just amazing storyteller. And you were like that off camera as well. You are such a great guy, Harry. You have zero ego, and you were such a great mentor to younger journalists. You've helped me out a lot when I started out. And Harry, just awesome. Happy birthday,
You've done
man.
nothing for
yeah.
me. How is Tom saying all this? I'm still a new guy around here. You've done zero for me.
It takes
There's
time.
still time. There's still time.
I taught you
sure
how
you
to
guys-
chip. I taught you how to chip a
you
year
guys
ago.
played
Come to my house and drink my beer. That's all you do.
Anytime.
Last little note on the Harry Fest as we look at all these pictures from around the world. What I have learned from you most is that you're always in a place to receive. So no matter where he goes, Harry is always listening. You heard him say he got this story idea because he was here. He's always in this place to receive. And when you do that, I just
You're
think,
right.
right?
And your stories are so good because of that.
Because he listens and
Like you did
receives.
one story, and then off in the corner, and like your life, your true curiosity
Yep.
has driven your journalism in a lot of ways.
true.
In the end of that's what I tell kids all the time. Well, how do you do this? I am insatiable in terms of what I want to know and what I want to learn. And if that's your driving force, you'll be just fine.
Can't fake that
Okay,
either.
well, here's to another great decade
brother.
ahead.
Birthday.
Happy
They're
birthday,
wrapping up. Should we
Harry.
keep going, Harry? Are you enjoying this? Should we keep going?
Now we're gonna
See if
sing
I
you
can
a song.
change this.
71.
Exactly.
All right, we'll be back in a moment. This is Today on NBC.
Happy birthday.
I'm Wadia, and there's more to me than HIV. There's my career.